It's upsetting to me and to many of the 3,500 personal support workers in Illinois working in the Home-Based Support Services program that we are faced with making a choice about representation by any union. We did not seek this. We did not ask for this. While acknowledging that supports and services in Illinois for individuals with developmental disabilities are woefully inadequate and underfunded, and that the service delivery system is in almost all respects broken and in need of revision, families fortunate enough to receive home-based funding have been very satisfied with how this program has been working for their families. For our family and hundreds of others, it is the only way we can manage. We do not anticipate that either of the two unions, SEIU or AFSCME, will benefit our family or our sons and daughters despite promises made. We will be forced to pay dues, and we will have the additional burden of potentially more rules and regulations. Our request is simple. Governor, rescind Executive Order 0915.
I'm the primary caregiver for my daughter, Pamela. She's 18 years old and has Rett syndrome. She relies on me for it all. Mentally, Pam is somewhere in the 6 to 18-month range of development. Her physical development is severely delayed as well. She does not walk, she does not talk, she wears diapers, she uses a wheelchair, but more important, she enjoys life and has fun, and the fun is thanks to all of her support workers. My job as Pam's dad is to care for Pam. In that job now, I find myself having to file charges to do my job. I have filed charges and had them accepted for investigation with the National Labor Relations Board to investigate the unfair labor practices by SUI, AFSCME, and the state of Illinois. I should not be spending my time doing that, as my job is taking care of my family and my daughter.
But state government is set up to provide secure jobs and guaranteed pensions for the patronage armies who support the current political order. This is yet another example of this. In echoing what Ellen and Gordon has said today, I also call on Governor Quinn to rescind Executive Order 09-15, to call off the SEIU and AFSCME attack dogs, to not kind of infuse this situation with a solution that nobody is looking for and nobody wants, as you heard from the folks that are directly impacted. Secondly, the second call to action here is for my party, the Republican Party. If we are going to come to the table with clean hands on this issue, then we need to stop being on the dole of these public sector unions. So I have pledged not to take a single cent from AFSCME or SEIU, and I call on the Republican Party, my opponents in this race, as well as Republican Party campaign committees, the House Republican Committee, the State Party, the Senate Republican Party, to not accept contributions from AFSCME and SEIU. This is not an attack on rank-and-file members of these public sector unions, but it absolutely is an attack on the political fixers who set up the rules of the game, the folks at the top of the food chain who move people around like chess pieces on a chessboard. It is not right. It is inhumane. It has real-world costs, as you heard today, and it must end.
Is it fair to say that this is another example of state government overreaching its bounds?
Yeah, that's precisely what it is. I mean, as I said, Pat Quinn and these guys are wholly owned subsidiaries of the public sector unions. That's the problem. And it's not just the Democrats, but, you know, Kirk Dillard has taken $3,600 from SEIU and AFSCME. Pat Quinn has taken $70,000. I mean, so it gives you a sense of order of magnitude. So where they get their campaign cash that provides the bandwidth they need to get reelected, that's the interest they're going to serve, and that's what this is about. This is not about trying to assist families with disabled children. Clearly, you're hearing from those families that this is the last thing they want. The last thing they need is to have interference between them and their child. The last thing they need is the cost structure of providing service to their children to go up. And yet the governor and the folks that finance him don't seem to be particularly concerned about that. So again, with all of the problems that face state government in its inability to fund and to live up to the core missions of state government, why you would go off on this tangent to create problems where the only real problem has been access to ample resources, not the distribution of resources, is beyond me. But this highlights that, you know, this was actually a program that the state was getting right. I spent a lot of time in this campaign talking about the need to change the way dollars flow and to change who gets to make spending decisions. In this example, we had it right. The dollars were flowing to the family. The family was making the spending decisions. That's the right way to go about these core missions. So it was just a question of amount of resources. But now you're wiring this system the same way we have our K through 12 system wired, our transportation infrastructure, our Medicaid program. It's all about funding those intermediaries, the public sector unions that provide political support. It has nothing to do with producing outputs that respect Illinois taxpayers and that actually advance the quality of life for the intended recipients.